Hey everybody, it's the Marriage Mechanics. Ask the Marriage Mechanics Live. Carlos and Lynne Sam.
We are back. We had a bit of a technical difficulty. Listen, go to Amazon.com, Tidal.com, iTunes.com,
anything.com that sells music.
Download Napster, all of them, and download this CD to your phone, tablet, iPod.
This Sexy Love Experience. Get the whole CD. It will bless you. We've not got one negative review about our CD.
Show enough.
So while we're waiting for questions to pop up, I want to talk a little bit. Hey, Prophetess Fitzpatrick. I want to talk a little bit about some things that we've got going on, and I'm excited. Well, I need to stop talking about the church. We need to talk about things that are going on in our marriage. Our sex life, I think our sex game is picked up even more. I didn't think it could get better, but you've been coming with some stuff.
You're going to talk about.
But I'm not divulging specifics. Like, I'm just saying a brother stepped up his game and his sister's appreciative. That's all I'm saying. Hey, Cousin Coco.
She's in love with the Coco.
Come on, you guys. You got to give us some questions.
What's your questions? Y'all, I know y'all got a couple of questions.
You got something you want to know.
Give us
Is the bullfrog butt cheeks round or square? No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to.
More like triangular.
Are bullfrogs' butt cheeks are triangular?
No, I was just guessing.
Oh, you know what? I was joking. Don't make me go Google a bullfrog's butt cheeks. But I am now officially the Google queen. Okay, since nobody's asking us questions, I gotta talk about Dr. Apostle Prophet Kirby Gant with the word Shondo, S-H-O-N-D-O. If you did not see this on Facebook, somebody stirred the pot and was shaking a hornet's nest with him because they did a Shondo conference by BAPS, B-A-P-P-S. And that's supposed to be groups of bishops, apostles, prophets, and pastors. And so it's called the Shondo Conference. And so he said, well, every time you say Shondo, you're saying the penis, the head of a penis, or clitoris. So, of course, we had to Google it ourselves because, you know, people always say in the church that Shondo is like a quick turnaround, right? Well, little did we know.
It sure is a quick turnaround, especially if you're a minute man. It's a quick turnaround.
Shondo actually is a medical term used to describe the head of a man's penis
after circumcision.
That has no after circumcision, the penis head with no foreskin on it. And we were blown away reading the article. It's an African terminology, and I was just shocked. And so he went in, and of course he caught a lot of flack because I told him, I need you to stop calling people stupid. He was like, this is so stupid, you know what I mean? I'm like, stop calling people stupid, player. Like, maybe they conjured up or found, you know, because there are many different types of dictionaries. So I was hopeful that they had just found some dictionary somewhere, because you know Shondo is not a biblical term, somewhere that would say Shondo meant something spiritual, and it actually does, because we found several definitions for it. All of them were vulgar and alluding to sex in some way, form, or fashion. Another word for Shondo was a term used with aggressively, what was it? Masturbating in public, right?
Public, yeah.
In public, but the term was aggressive.
That's an Irish term.
Not aggressive. There was another word for
masturbation.
No, the descriptive word.
That's what it said. Aggressive.
I don't think it said aggressive. I think it said something else. But pull up the article right quick. Nobody's giving us a question. I was blown away, but it was loosely interpreted to aggressively masturbate in public. So that was another one. There was another one that dealt with the male and female genitals. But all of it was sexually related and had nothing to do with church, God, or the movement or of his spirit.
So don't say Shondo in church.
Well, you can't say that. What we can say is We did not find the definition that the black church is using for the word shondo in our efforts in our research. And I was blown completely away. I believe that Dr. Kirby Gant is going to, I thought he was, because he sometimes jumps onto our live episodes. I thought he was going to get on tonight, and I wanted to just thank him for educating me, because he was very confrontational with it and comical with his approach, but it was direct and extremely informative. It did provoke, for those of us who, exercised 2 Timothy 2:15, and we study to show ourselves approved unto God, a workman that need not be ashamed and rightly dividing the word of truth. When you look for the truth, you're going to find it. Matthew 7:7. Ask, seek, knock. Amen. While he's looking up that article, I wanted to also talk about, I saw someone put in Facebook, Facebook ministry is real for me, y'all. Facebook ministry is real for me. Hey, Cousin Mika, it's real. I do so much ministry through Facebook. I do my Help Me live episodes for the group of women that I mentor. And I thank God for Facebook, because I was using the freeconferencecall.com, and then if they don't log on to the conference call and you forget to record it, you can't do what you're supposed to do. And I'm not trying to have my assistant inundated with things that I could actually do for myself, because she is extremely busy. She is being elevated on the 15th of May, and so I want to try to lighten her load and pass some of those responsibilities to someone else. And so I'm trying to at least become a bit more self-sufficient. They're extremely needy. So LaQuina Belvin, I love you. I owe you dinner 1,000 times, and a nice vacation, and a ton of other stuff, because you're hanging in there. You're doing the work of a couple of people now, and I just commend you. So shout out to you for that. And so, oh wow, this has become therapy for me.
Okay.
What's your, we have a question.
Okay, my friend went through a divorce lady, but decided to go back and work on the marriage with her ex. Congratulations. But he waited to tell her before their divorce was final he got someone pregnant. She's devastated. Okay. See more. Because he made her tie her tubes. She doesn't want to work it now.
She doesn't want to stay in the marriage?
So she doesn't want to stay in the marriage anymore?
Look, marriage is for better or for worse.
Right.
That's the first thing. And I'm sure he was very wise in not telling her, although she may feel duped. I don't know if I would have divulged that if I were a guy and I wanted you back. Because, of course,
I think she was trying to say no.
No. Okay. I think when you're trying to work it out, see, men have they have far more insecurity issues with us, with the woman that they love, than they do with women they're not married to. It's extremely important to them to please us or to satisfy us.
I want to say this before we give an answer. We're going to need a little bit more information. When did he get this girl pregnant? Was it after the divorce had been filed,
or while they were still married?
Still married, or were they separated and you guys were in the process of going? And not you guys, but they were in the process of filing the divorce, because that's going to play a part.
Also, is she someone did he fall in love with her? Did they have a full-fledged relationship, or was the pregnancy a result of a fling? Because all of those are determining that those are variables that
needs to be addressed. Because if this took place after the separation, after the divorce has been filed and they had already been separated, now she's got to be a little bit merciful and forgiving.
She doesn't have to be.
She doesn't have to be, but it would behoove her to. And the reason why is simply because of the fact that you put him in a position to where he believed that the relationship was over.
Right. If you divorced him, men are not like us. Remember what I said as far as I don't know which episode I said it on, but men, when they can't please us after they've married us and they really love us, it devastates them in an unimaginable way.
Right.
And so if you reject them, because their biggest fear in life with women is rejection. And so if you reject him by divorcing him, then he starts to question his value, his worth, his confidence goes down really low. And so Big Bertha can come and basically scoop him up during those vulnerable moments. And so if she caught him at a low moment when he felt rejected from you, and she was the rebound booty, basically, and the moment he had a chance to get back with you, he ditched her and kicked her to the curb, that's something worth working through. Now, this is somebody he had a relationship with, he was in love with, and may still have feelings for her.
Before you had gone through the separation part, it says, while separated but still married. Okay, then what?
She's got to take some responsibility.
She got to take some responsibility for
Absolutely.
that, because she has left her assignment as his wife.
Right.
Her assignment as his wife is to cover him.
Right.
Now, covering don't mean just praying for him and all that stuff. Covering means to be there to fulfill her wifely duties.
Do benevolence.
Right.
We covered that, I think, in the last episode.
Right. And so by filing for divorce and leaving him out there to dry, she essentially left him open to be tempted. Now, I'm not excusing what he's done,
because they were still legally married.
They were still legally married.
And it is adultery. However, it probably would not have. The fact that it took place after the separation says that it's a clear indicator that he might not have gotten involved with this woman had he not had that idle time to do so.
That's it.
And so women, we've got to take some responsibility ourselves. I'm not saying it's your fault that he cheated, but I'm certainly saying that your absence contributed to the opportunity for him to cheat. Remember I said the opportunity is always going to present itself. There's always someone applying for your job. One woman's trash is another woman's treasure. We're about to do a show on the radio show called One Man's Trash is Another Man's Treasure, because a lot of times we always talk about how women become complacent in love relationships, but there are men who do the same thing. They don't want to pay the price to keep you happy.
That's right.
But they can't stand the thought of another man who's willing to do so, having access to you. And so I think what she's dealing with, a lot of it is, you guys know I'm a reality show junkie. That's why I always do the entertainment updates on the radio show on Fridays, because I'm pretty well versed in all of those. And I just saw an episode of this. I was watching Love and Hip Hop with Peter and Tyra. He got her pregnant, and so he went back to his wife. Amina they were both pregnant at the same time. So Amina was like, I'm not going to be with him anymore, so I'm just going to abort my baby. She aborted her baby. And then Tyra found out too late, so she couldn't abort hers. And so things were great with Peter and Amina, because they had gotten past things, but then Peter went and got a vasectomy, and it was just terrible. It was really terrible. But Amina is sending mixed signals. If you're telling me you're done with me and it's over, I've already got 1 million kids. I'm not going to keep having kids. I've lost you. See, we can't afford to send mixed signals. So it sounds like she loved him the whole time. She wanted him to kind of pine away for her, or, get himself together. I don't know, whichever the case may be. But she sent a message and had him under the impression it was over when it really wasn't. So she had an expectation of loyalty while she was gone, not fulfilling her wifely duties. That's like asking a person who hasn't eaten for 3 days to bench press 400 pounds. You've not given me the thing to strengthen me in this area or to sustain me. So it's kind of unrealistic and highly unlikely that it's going to happen.
She wrote, but she is saying he was cheating during the marriage and dealt with his cheating for a long time. I listen, I'm not, again, I don't want you to think that we're excusing that. We're not excusing his behavior at all. But here's the deal. If her intent was to go back to work on the marriage, and he was willing to work on the marriage, but during that time of separation, he managed and messed around and got the girl pregnant, she has to bear some level of responsibility for that.
Absolutely, and that's also an indicator that she may be walking in unforgiveness. Because if you knew that I was a whoremonger when you divorced me, And
you met me.
And we get back together. Well, she probably didn't know when she met him, or she probably wouldn't have married him. But if she dealt with the cheating for a long time and she decided to reconcile after divorcing him, then that means you need to forgive. Look at this. The definition for forgiveness is the act of forgiving someone or something, the attitude of someone who is willing to forgive other people, the act of forgiving. And it's absolution, amnesty, to pardon someone, remission or remittal. And so the opposite of that is to penalize them, to punish them,
to gain retribution.
Or to expect retribution, which is repayment for having been wrong. When you forgive, you don't expect repayment or compensation for being wrong. When you forgive, it's absolutely wiped away. And it sounds like she's struggling in the area of forgiveness, and that is hindering them in the marriage as well. Because he's probably got the mindset, well, I'm darned if I don't, and I'm darned if I do, because she says she forgives me, but she's still holding this against me. Yeah, the kid's like a year old. I did that a year ago. I can't change that. I can't take that back. And the truth is, for the rest of our lives, as long as we're together, that kid's going to be a part of our lives. And so it's a huge undertaking, but you've got to, when you made up your mind to reconcile with him, you also made up your mind to take on all of his baggage, and you choose to help him unpack each and every bag.
Well, here's the deal. Now that you're divorced, you got a choice to make. If you want to remain divorced,
she's remarried to him, remember? She remarried him.
She decided to go back and work on her marriage with her ex. Okay. But he waited to tell her before their divorce was final that he got someone pregnant. So there's.
Okay, so Coco, are they married, legally married now? I'm confused. Because if they're legally married now, this counsel applies. If they're divorced and she's not going to get back with him, it's really a waste of time.
Yeah.
If he's still cheating or being deceptive, it's not wise to go back.
Well, I mean, he's not being deceptive because he told her. He told her before.
I don't think he told her. If it's a situation with a baby, child support enforcement probably told her. Do you understand what I'm saying? She found out when his paycheck was garnished.
According to the statement. But he waited to tell her. So he told her. Unless something else happened. But he waited to tell her before. No, she didn't remarry him. Okay. So I mean, if she still wants to go back to work it out with him,
she's going to have to forgive him
and
accept the child. If not, she needs to walk away now.
She needs to go ahead and walk away.
Right.
I mean, and that's just it. I mean, if she wants to rebuild the marriage and everything, she certainly can. We can help. There's
and of course
plenty
we do
of counselors
counseling,
out there.
FaceTime, we do Skype, we do this is, oh gosh, there are so many ways to get what you need. If we have to do it over the phone, we will. We want to get you guys to a healthy place. We can absolutely help them reconcile. But you just got to get some boundaries established, develop a solid strategic game plan, and commit to doing the work that's going to be required long term to get to a healthy place. There's a lot of forgiveness, there's a lot of healing, and there's a lot of undiscovered truth, because she's still, if he's been cheating for years, we've got to get to the root cause of that issue.
Right. Curse does not come upon a man without
there is a cause. His cheating is the effect. Those are the symptoms, but that's not the true sickness. And so you've got to find out what the triggers are, what's causing it, what triggers it, and more importantly, what he's doing to feed that addiction or that issue, so that we can help starve it and dry it up in the spirit, in the authority, in Jesus' name. Who else has a question?
Any other questions out there? You know, you look good, girl.
I know. You look good, too.
I try. I got a good designer and stylist.
Shabba-bye.
Okay, she is hurt. She truly needs help. Listen, we are, like I said, if she's willing to talk with us, we can certainly make ourselves available.
Absolutely willing. And let me make sure that we're clear, because we do free therapy on Facebook. Our covenant partners within our ministry, they get all of their counseling and all of their therapies with us is free. But those that are not covenant partners with us, and are not like tithing into our ministry or sowing sacrificial seeds, we do require a seed. And so it's $150 for family counseling per hour, 1 hour session, $100 for marriage counseling per 1 hour session. And then, there are those instances where people need the counseling, they want it from us, but they just cannot afford to pay that each week. And so we can work some things out with those individuals. So I have her to contact my assistant, Minister Belvin. Her phone number is 813-447-6879. 813-447-6879.
813-447.
Really? Or just let her inbox her on Facebook. I think that's easier because, they can exchange information without anyone having to write anything down if she's serious. If she's not, pass it on to somebody else. We don't mind. We do more free counseling than we ever get paid.
Yeah.
I remember one couple, we were counseling them. They needed us the most, and all they could afford was $20. But they were faithful every week.
Yes, they were.
With their $20, and I think they thought that we were going to give up on them. But, they needed us. We knew it was a ministry assignment. And then we've had people that give us more than $100 each time because they said, the benefits and how their lives changed. And then, so don't let the money deter her if that's the issue, if she doesn't have it. If she can afford it, we need a coin because a workman that's worthy of his hire. If she cannot, then the ministry and the gospel is absolutely free. Therapy is not in most instances. You go to a doctor or a psychiatrist, they charge you $250, $350, $500, $1,500, up to $1,500 for 1 hour of their time. That's not our scenario or our case. Typically when we're doing counseling, we're inconvenienced on a high level because all of our counseling sessions take place in cities that we don't live in. Have we ever, other than here in our home, we've never even counseled anyone in the city that we live in, have we? I don't think so. All of our meetings are in other cities. So we have to invest gas. We have to invest our time. We usually meet in restaurants where there are people so that there's no craziness. You don't want chaos and calamity because we dig for the root. So there's going to be tension when you start digging for that root. So, of course, we want it to be food tends to relax people and keep them calm. And that's why you see us swelling up. But we've got to commit to get at least 10 pounds off by June because we're going to Jamaica. Hey, you guys, keep us in prayer. We're going June the 25th to Jamaica for our first missions trip. And although I'm excited, it's my first time doing it outside of the country. And there is a lot involved and it's a lot of money. And so I will be hitting you guys up, hitting your pockets up for donations because we need a little over 10 grand for the team to go. And so we're all paying a certain portion out of our pocket, but we're doing fundraisers and different things. And so if you want to sow into our international missions assignment, you've got plenty of time. We're not trying to kill anybody's pocket. A sacrificial seed, it could be anywhere from $10 to $1,000, whatever the Lord lays on your heart to sow. You could sow the whole 10 grand if you like, $10,200. Well, actually, 34, 68. What's 68 and 34? It's 98. $10,300. No, $10,200. And so, you guys, we don't do this. Therapy is free, but I'm saying those that are friends or family members that want to be connected to the work, because we'll be doing preaching, teaching, we're taking medical supplies. There are doctors, there are lawyers, nurses that'll be going over with us. We're going to be providing them with medicine, clothing, shoes, feminine hygiene products. We're doing women's conferences. We're going to do a banquet with them, and we're going to definitely be feeding them. Marriages. And someone in Jamaica that we've never even met actually requested Carlos and I personally. And so one of the pastors there, and so that was pretty awesome that someone, in another country saw us on YouTube or something and thought that we may have something to add to their congregations. So there's right now, we did a call today, and right now there's 30 people, including our team, that are going. She said that each year it's usually about 40 people that go. And so we're winding down. June's right around the corner. So if this piques your interest at all in any way, and you want to be a blessing, by all means, again, contact my assistant, LaQuina Belvin, or mail a check payable to COIM, COIM. This money is not going to us. We put it through the church account and cut one check to them for all of our fees, our airfare, and our travel accommodations. And it's the address 1908 West Bush Boulevard, Tampa, Florida 33612. Any more questions?
Here, we got less than 5 minutes. Less than 5.
Wait, I'm sorry. She said thank you.
Thank y'all. I'm texting her now. If I got a sow seed for her, I will. Oh, you so lovely.
That's my cousin though. She's same blood. Like her daddy is one of my cousins.
I understand. Why you in love with the
cocoa? Yeah. All right. And that's what you guys should do. That's what this is all about. If we're dealing with issues that don't necessarily hit your house, but you know people that it will, refer them to ask them to follow us on Facebook, The Marriage Mechanics, and on my page. We do the live episodes through my page because I've got almost 3,000 friends, whereas we've got maybe a couple hundred people following us, or 90 people. It's not a lot of people following us on the Marriage Mechanics page yet. And so we're referring everybody. If you are my friend on Facebook, please, please, please like our Marriage Mechanics page and subscribe to us on YouTube. I don't do a lot on Twitter yet or Periscope, and we're getting some trainings together next week for that and Instagram with my assistants and my team, because
we prefer user-friendly stuff.
Right. Well, it is user-friendly. We're just illiterate right now, and we're going to learn. It's not that it's not user-friendly. We've just not invested the time to actually learn. But I just placed a call. I called Kiva today. And so Kiva's going to teach us how to do Instagram. Kenya's going to teach us how to do Twitter. And Sequoia's going to teach us how to do Periscope on our own. See, they do those things for us, but we need to learn how to do them for ourselves. Because with the Marriage Mechanics, no one mans this page for us. We are the only ones that touch this particular page. They touch all the others. And it's because we do the counseling, the therapy, and confidential information is shared on this one. So even my assistants don't have access to whatever you guys inbox us here. Now on those other sites they will. So be mindful of that when you're sending your information. Last but not least, go get this CD. If you already got one for you, don't bootleg or pirate it. Buy one for your friend. If they have a crazy marriage page, share the testimony really quickly before we sign off from your coworker. Their marriage was kind of tough.
Yeah, and I had a friend of mine.
They were just listening. He was listening to it, and she joined him, right?
Right. Well, I had a friend of mine, and I helped him work through an issue where he was having an affair on his wife, and he decided by the leading of the Spirit to tell his wife. And so I was giving him counsel and advice on how to mend that so that doesn't happen again. And so he came back to me, and he decided to say, and let me know that they were working it out, and said, you know what you need to do is get one of these CDs and
that's going to help booty ministry flow fluidly.
That's going to help the healing process work a little bit better.
Because there's a song on there that's called "We're Gonna Get Through This," and it was so powerful. I cried when I first heard it.
What happened was he played that song, and he said him and his wife cried in each other's arms over the song, and they felt like they were empowered and they were strengthened to fight for their marriage.
And then he said they started coming home every day from work and listening to the CD.
And so it's just a blessing to know that what God intended for the CD, it's happening. There is a second CD coming out called Bedroom Stories. Bedroom Stories. So it's going to be nothing but songs you can do.
It's Mr. Nasty time. Sugar, that's enough! That's enough, sugar.
So we want to encourage that passion and that love between a married couple.
Yes.
So the Bedroom Story should be coming out end of December, early part of 2017, if the Lord should say the same. So just keep pushing.
I'm pushing for sooner. But with us launching our books in June, Right after we come back from, I'm sorry, I keep saying June, but it's July, because we leave on the 25th, but we will be gone for 8 days. So it'll be the first week. I think it's the 3rd of July when we come back. And so we're launching our CD. I want to correct that. Not in June, but in July.
The books.
The books. Why do I keep saying that? Wouldn't it be awesome?
Because you want the CD out in July.
I do, but you're such a perfectionist. Oh, my God. Like, can we just get the booty smacking music together?
Well, we got 8 seconds. We thank y'all for joining us tonight.
Like, share, subscribe, follow, and comment. Mika says...
Lynne, cute, you're a mess.
I love y'all. Marriage